We are live.
We are live. Okay.
Together. Oh! I know what we're talking about today. I know.
Boys. All right, well, we'll do the intro. I'm getting too excited. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, back to another episode of Red Jack's On. It's been a while, but we're all here. We're all back. Fraser's back.
GG
Good
claps.
man.
Yeah.
Rastaman
Back in the
Fraser
room.
is back. He's back. Now, guys, today, I have nothing written up for this. This is all literally just going to be a discussion about things that are currently going on. So you're all kind of, music people. You must have heard of what's been going on recently, right?
Oh, I know what this is going to be about.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So you kind of get the idea what's happening in the hip hop world, in the music world, all the drama that's been kicking off with two prominent figures, pillars in the community, depending on which community you're referencing. But you're aware, right? You're aware that there is, at this current moment in time, there is a big beef. A big beef. And I don't think people are yet realizing just how big this thing is going to. It already is, but can blow up to insane proportions. But we're going to talk a little bit about it today.
Oh, mate, use me as your layman, because I'm very clueless on it all. I've seen like little memes and stuff popping about, but I have not looked up any of it. I don't particularly listen to any of the artists involved.
Yes.
So use me as your layman.
Best person for it. Rikesh has been. He's like semi-educated me in the last couple of days. He gave me the lecture, but then I got so deep into the rabbit hole of reading, of checking, like.
Then he's done really well with it. To be fair, like to catch him up on everything, I think it took about 2 nights to fully catch you up.
We didn't have enough time though, because things kept happening. But anyway, look, I don't want to jump ahead.
Yeah.
You host. You give him the full lecture. I'm just gonna.
I'm not gonna give you absolutely every little detail because we will be here for fucking days. So I'm gonna keep it kind of brief and short. It's between Kendrick and Drake, two huge figures, right? What do you guys know about it? What, like, just in general, what have you heard? What have you seen? What are you aware of anything that's going on? Do you really give a shit? Like, just your general thoughts, because, like you said, you don't listen to a lot of Drake or Kendrick Lamar. You kind of like, you got your own sort of style. So does any of this even affect you? Are you bothered by it? Are you interested, or?
No, do you know what? Yeah, I'm kind of interested. I just don't go on social and stuff a lot. So like, I've seen a couple of memes and that, and yeah, because they're not artists I listen to, haven't looked into it. But I'm actually interested to see what the fuck is going on because, yeah, you guys have, every time you've mentioned it, you've got a bit hype about it, and I've seen so many things popping up that I'm like, what does that mean? Okay, so yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to learn.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fraser, what about you?
I know that it started with I think like a specific bar, a specific set of bars, in a track with J. Cole and Drake, and then it just seemed to have spiraled from there into whole diss tracks. Loads of people jumping in, trying to diss other people as well, like on the sidelines. But J. Cole is tapped out really quickly. He doesn't want to be involved in this shit, but now it's now Drake and Kendrick are just going blow for blow. And I don't know the exact timeline of things. I've seen when things have happened, I've heard about it. I've seen it on social media, and I've heard a couple of the bars, but I couldn't tell you like when and who struck first and stuff like that. But so I'd be interested to hear what you got.
Okay. Now, Serhan is sitting there bumping and bubbling over in the corner because obviously he knows.
I got what's in my head.
He knows.
That's all I'm hearing in my head is music, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, cool.
It's been a long while educating Serhan on this, so you pretty much kind of summed it, sort of. It kind of all started with. It didn't start. This has been like something that's been brewing between Kendrick and Drake for a very, very long time, since maybe going back to like Section 80. So you're talking like a good long while ago, like over 10 years ago. This has been brewing between these two people. Little shots and jabs have been taken between both of them in songs across their entire discography. But there was a track that was released 5 months ago by Drake called First Person Shooter, which featured J. Cole. Now, in I guess to most people, whoever you'd ask, there's like three big names in rap at the moment. Those three being, what was that?
Sound like a motorbike.
I think there's a motorbike on my street. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, mad! That picked that up.
Yeah, I was like, what was that?
Let me turn the gain down on my mic. You're fucking hearing the birds and the bees fucking around me.
I don't think that's. Oh,
I didn't mean sex. I meant literally birds and fucking bees. It came out wrong. You can hear a pin drop. Sorry, Rick, go on.
First Person Shooter, right. So First Person Shooter was released by Drake 5 months ago and featured J. Cole. This track basically, in a roundabout way, kind of described J. Cole and Drake as being the two biggest names in rap at the moment. In hip-hop, in the industry, they are the two biggest names that no one's going to come close to. They give a slight little nod at Kendrick here and there, in like not a diss kind of way. It's a little bit of like a nod to be like, yeah, okay, cool, fine. He's also included, but he's not here right now, so whatever with Kendrick, it's about me, J. Cole, and Drake at the moment.
Okay.
That was released 5 months ago. Have you heard of it? Have you seen anything on it? There's a lot of memes in the actual music video that they play up on the whole Spider-Man thing, like, oh, who is it kind of thing. But have you heard it? Have you seen anything about it?
No, you guys spoke about it before, but that's it.
Okay.
So, can I just jump in?
Sure, jump in.
Because obviously, First Person Shooter is. I briefly spoke to you about this, Chaz, and it's kind of, who's the big man out of the three of us, blah, 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 blah. It's mostly him and J. Cole. They're playing like chess together, they're playing ping pong together, random shit. J. Cole does his part. Now, I like J. Cole enough. I don't know his persona enough, but he seems genuine. I know Drake enough. He's a brand, he's a logo. Cool. That's his market, his commercial. But it's like, even in the video, like, it ends with him fucking in an MJ type outfit with the one white glove, dancing on a building, everyone's cheering, they unveil a fucking statue of it. I'm like, okay, yeah, you get it. Okay, like, whatever, I don't think you deserve this far out of your lane, but just to kind of reference the line, because the whole song's more about this long-going beef. They've kind of made their peace, who's better, but they reference Kendrick in the one little bar of love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K. Dot, as in Kendrick? Is it Aubrey, as in Drake? Or me? We the big three, like we started a league. But right now, I feel like Muhammad Ali.
That's J. Cole's verse.
That's J. Cole's verse, yeah. So there's like little... This was never like a diss track. This was just an extra bit of fire or on a fire that was existing.
Yeah, it sounds like they're like boasting themselves up and at the same time going, yeah, that guy's also good, but we're the best.
Yeah.
I think that Kendrick was probably approached to go on this track as well, but he was like, nah.
It was rumored that Kendrick was supposed to feature on this track as well. Yeah, it was like a rumor, but yeah, but he wasn't there because I think Kendrick is his own fucking thing. So basically, just to give you some context, like between Kendrick and Drake, was trying to keep this between these two. Over the last however many years, across their albums, they've had like snide little jabs and remarks and like subliminal kind of lines in their bars referencing each other. Kendrick's gone on to do a lot of features. One specific feature you might have heard of is a feature called Control, Kendrick's Control verse, which is a song by Big Sean. It's a big verse, and he's basically saying all these big names in the industry he's coming for all of them. Like, he's gonna destroy all of them. Kendrick is the best. Kendrick is the king. You know, like all these people. He gives these shouts to all these people, and they're like, "I've got love for all of you guys, but I'm trying to murder you because in the game, this is what it is. Like, this is hip hop. Like, it's competition, right?"
Okay.
A lot of people who were mentioned by name in this obviously had their reactions in. Like, I completely get it. It's hip hop. It's a competition. I'm trying to do the same thing, but everyone's trying to do it. But Kendrick was just someone to put a name to it and to be like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing it. This is part of the game. Like, it's all love. It's just, it's competition. And a lot of people were like, yeah, okay, cool, fine, that was fair. It was a good verse, blah 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 blah. But Drake had a really big issue with it. He got really sensitive about it, and he was like, yeah, no, I didn't like it. You shouldn't be coming at me like that. And then Drake saw him a few days after that verse dropped it, bearing in mind this was like a good few years ago. So Big Sean put out a song called Control, and on that song, Kendrick had a feature where he basically popped shots at so many people in the industry, and was like, not in a diss way. He was just like, he's kind of acknowledging the good work that they're doing, and he's like, I'm gonna come for all of you to try and take your fans and all that, because it's hip hop, it's a competition. That's what Kendrick is there for. That's what all these other people are there for. And it was a big verse, and everyone was like, oh my god, what are these people saying about it? The people that he mentioned were like, look, I completely get it. I'm trying to do the exact same thing. Like, it's hip hop, it's a competition. Like, I appreciate, they were more appreciative that Kendrick gave them a shout out at the very least to acknowledge the work that they're doing. So all these people were like, okay, yeah, cool, fine, it's all love still, except for Drake. Drake had a big problem with it. He didn't like it. He didn't like the fact that he got called out, and Kendrick was being all hostile towards him with it. But then a few days later, at I think the VMA Awards or something, Drake saw Kendrick, and it was all fine. Like, they didn't even talk about it, and Drake was left feeling some kind of way because he's a bit sensitive about everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is just like little contexty bits into everything leading up to this. So between Drake and Kendrick, there is already like this massive stock of just bullshit that's been pent up and slowly being released. First Person Shooter comes out, and this was kind of the match that kind of started the flame on everything.
Yeah. With J. Cole and Drake.
So
right, yeah. So this came after his verse.
Yeah, this came later. This was released 5 months ago. The Control verse was a good couple of years ago.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Kendrick's been quiet the last couple of years. He hadn't released an album for about 4 or 5 years until he released Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, where he talked about a lot of heavy shit, mostly about his life, and now he's got kids, and he's doing a whole dad thing, and he's not really focused on rap and hip hop and all that kind of. He's trying to raise his family and be a dad, and he's got other priorities now. That was kind of a big message in that album. So a few months ago, 5 months ago, First Person Shooter comes out by Drake featuring J. Cole. That one bar that J. Cole pops where he says, love when they argue who's the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, Aubrey, or me, as in the big three? We the big three, like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. That was kind of the main bar that sort of sparked Kendrick off into being the fucking monster that he absolutely is. So
it wasn't that bad, really. He acknowledged him still.
It wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't a diss. It wasn't like a fuck you. Like, he's a big three. Then you go back to a song called Like That by Metro and Future and Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick Lamar. Now, this was released. When did this come out? About a month ago, would you say?
Okay.
About that? Hold on. I'll look into it. You carry on.
Okay. But, so, yeah. After that, a First Person Shooter comes out. Future and Metro Boomin, who is Future, obviously Future, and Metro Boomin is like a producer. They made a track called Like That, which had Kendrick featuring again. Now, the song itself is pretty decent. But in
It's
this,
fairly good.
in Kendrick's verse, he goes kind of hard. I would suggest you go listen to it now. Even just skip the whole song and just like skip to Kendrick's verse if you can, because you'll understand slowly what I'm talking. We'll cut this out of the actual thing when we put it in. It's called Future and Metro Boomin' Like That. If you just search like that, I'm sure you'll find it.
What do you know? What point exactly the
Kendrick's verse will start at 1:50. I'm pretty sure.
1:50. Okay.
Yeah, 1:52, 1:53 is when Kendrick's verse actually starts. So maybe just kick back like 1:50. If you need the lyrics, kick up the lyrics. But just listen to it, and then let me know when you're done.
A few moments later.
Yeah, that was fucking sick.
That was
awesome.
That was Kendrick's response to first-person shooter. I mean, no one threw a diss Kendrick's way. It was Cole kind of acknowledged it, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, cool. You know, you're part of it, but it's just us." And then Kendrick's response was in a verse on a featuring track to feature Metro Boomin. Like he just popped shots, and it was a hard verse. It was like, it was solid. What did you think? You tell me. You don't listen to the music and everything, but you tell me. What did you think?
Me?
Yeah, all of you. Just.
Mate, I thought it went hard. I mean, obviously catching lyrics is tough when they're going that quick. But the moments that are meant to stand out really well, which is a really good sign of a good rapper, is hitting those fucking beats and making sure your hardest points are the ones that everyone fucking hears. Yeah, it's really well written as well. And I love some of the references of it.
Yeah, I'm like Drake's constantly also referred to himself as being like as big and great as Michael Jackson, because he's like nominated for near enough the same amount of awards, and he gets like on par with him in like certain levels or whatever. So he's constantly referring to himself as like Michael Jackson. And in first person shooter, at the end, like Serhan said, there's like in the music video, he's like on some massive like, it's like a huge statue of Drake in like Michael Jackson's kind of same sort of pose. He's got Michael Jackson's glove on, and he's like doing all the Michael Jackson moves and everything. And it's like it's very cringe. It is very cringe.
Cringy, isn't it? Like
if it makes you feel better, it does get worse.
Yeah,
just hold your horses. It gets cringier. We all like Drake. Old Drake was okay. And even we'll get to that fucking line.
You can
exclude
me from liking Drake.
I've
not liked Drake.
Even I've spoiled now of that. But yeah, I understand where Charlie's coming from.
Drake for a very long time I've not liked. I think he's overly mainstream. He's a pop artist. You know, he's not.
He is a pop artist.
He's not.
I don't know how he's even calling himself a rapper. Stupid.
This is exactly my point, right? Which is when all of this first started, I was like, bro, this is stupid. Like, don't ever compare yourself to Kendrick. Huge Kendrick. This is not like a brand new thing that's recently come out because of all this beef. Like, I've been screaming Kendrick's name for years.
Yeah.
Like, I love Kendrick Lamar. I've openly said he is the greatest rapper of our generation. Hands down. No two ways about it. Kendrick Lamar is the greatest lyricist of our generation, followed very closely by J. Cole. I
think it's the other way around, but I guess that's just.
Let me ask you then.
I can understand why people would why people would choose J. Cole over Kendrick or Kendrick. I can understand why.
But Drake's not in that.
Drake is not even in the same league. It's stupid to put your name in with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, which is why I think Kendrick Lamar takes such big offense to this, because Kendrick Lamar isn't like a pop artist. He doesn't do stuff for publicity or for money or for fame or whatever. He's not that kind of person. And if you go back and listen to any of his old school music, it's always, even his more recent music, it's never about trying to make sales. It's always about telling a story and going through his experiences and his life, and there's always such a deep meaning and a message behind everything that he does, which is why I love Kendrick Lamar to death. Drake doesn't do that. Drake just makes radio music for money, and that's Drake. He's got a good face. He makes a lot of money. He knows how to make money. He knows how to play social media, and publicity and all that kind of stuff. But that's just my view on Drake. I don't know what you guys personally think of Drake. Before we get into all the next shit.
Not anymore.
He appeals to teenage girls.
Let me ask like a bit of a dumb question, I guess, because I actually love rap. I'm just not into a lot of rap music. I just like it in different forms. But like, say like you said, like Kendrick's like the best of our generation. Would you consider like Eminem and stuff like not part of that?
I mean, this is why I say our generation. Like, music nowadays, rap nowadays, hip hop nowadays, like the leading man for me behind everything is Kendrick Lamar. If you're gonna talk like old school stuff, like back in like the 90s or whatever, then yeah, it would be Eminem. If you want to go back even further than that, then you know you can include Nas.
So this is next.
I'd call them OGs.
Yeah, these are like the
If
you're gonna pull a Machine Gun Kelly and try and go for an OG, that's it for you.
I'd like to see Kendrick or someone go up against someone like Eminem. That would be interesting.
No, don't start that. Don't put that on the fucking internet. Jesus Christ.
Oh, 100%. Fire away with what someone to fucking hear.
Oh my god, that'd be insane. I don't even want to think about that. That's terrifying.
You guys don't understand that I've been with Rikesh these last couple of days, even the last couple of weeks on and off, and the stress this man has been under. The stress. Honest to God. When J. Cole was involved in this, it was like watching two of his favorite siblings fight. It was like, no, whose side do I take? What do I do? This stress. I got stressed, and I didn't even know anything about it.
So
yeah.
So before we get into like, what are your thoughts on Drake anyway? Before we get into the actual beef and what's been going on, just general thoughts on Drake. Like, what do you think about him as a person? Like, do you like his music? What songs do you like specifically? Like, just Drake in general. Because I'm actually curious.
He's more commercial, you know. Yeah. He's like it sounds like he's whining a lot of the time.
Yeah.
When he's rapping, quote unquote.
Bro, my mum said it. I was listening to old Drake. I was into him. And I was like, Mum, just give this person a chance for 1 second and listen to this. And she did. I gave her. She didn't go into mum mode. She didn't. She just sat. She listened to a song. She was like, said, it just sounds like he's moaning. And I thought, you know what, Mum? I can't argue with that. I thought, you're not wrong. You might not enjoy the music, but I can't argue with that. But I like old Drake. I still don't mind old Drake. You know, there's even a couple of there's a mention of this where Kendrick sort of, and we'll get to it, like Kendrick's like, I like Drake with a melody. I don't like it when Drake tries to act tough. And I completely agree. About the front and the bullshit, Drake's got potential. But he's carved up a commercial space. He owns it. Good on you. Don't cross into other people's territories in that regard. So I've got no problem with Drake, but I fell off of Drake a long time ago. I'm talking like Marvin's Room. After that point, I was like, I'm okay. I mean, Vid, and Cash went and saw Drake live on the hype of old Drake. Loved it, right? Bro, we left early. This was around the stage where Drake was still introducing, was it The Weeknd?
Weeknd.
That was his opening act. That's how long ago this was. Weeknd wasn't a name yet. And we went and saw him. Bruv, it was so much branding and the script that it was the first time I've ever gone to see someone live and then got put off from listening to music afterwards. Because it was nothing but, oh, London O2, you're the reason I make music. You're the reason for this. Then I'm like, okay, just drop the script. You're not speaking about my life anymore. You're just reading the telephone.
Promoting.
Yeah, and it put me off. After that live...
It's like in ads. Get ads in the live performance.
No, literally, man. Honestly, like, if that doesn't speak volumes, I got put off when I saw what Drake was becoming, what they were shaping him up to be. I took a step back that long ago.
Yeah, he used to be a vibe. Now he's just, I don't know. He just thinks he's too big for his boots.
It's such a shame. You make shit music when you get like that. The moment you think you're the best, you make shit music. Right?
Yeah.
After Hotline Bling and everything, I was like, this guy's done. This is just stupid music just for the sake of making money. Like, if you want to make money, then fine, do it. Like, make all the commercially hip-hop radio songs you want. Make all the fucking money you want. Like, that's fine. but don't call yourself a rapper. Don't call yourself anywhere near in the same league as J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So, this was the like that. This was like Kendrick's response for Drake's first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
After this verse came out, I think it wasn't too long, maybe like a week or so later.
No,
at most.
it was looking into it. You talking about push-ups?
No, I'm talking about J. Cole.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay. So roughly about a week later, J. Cole decides to surprise drop a brand new mixtape called Might Delete Later.
Mm-hmm.
On that album, it was like 8 or 9 songs. I can't remember the exact amount, but the very last track on that album was a track called 7 Minute Drill, which was a diss track dedicated to Kendrick Lamar for his verse on Like That.
Yeah.
Which is basically Cole. He was, like, you're not shit. I've got mad respect for you, but we're only talking because we mentioned you in our track. Otherwise, no one ever hears from you. Last albums were trash. All this stuff, and Cole starts talking a lot of nonsense. The song he put out wasn't great. I'll be honest. Especially for like a J. Cole level diss track, it was not a good track. The lyrics were a bit iffy. It didn't really hit.
It was kind of hurtful. It genuinely was kind of hurtful.
I mean, you could tell because he even there was multiple lines in that song where he back in towards like the later verses. He's talking about like he's still got a love for Kendrick and he's got like a lot of respect for him and everything. He doesn't want to do all this whole kind of thing, but he still does it anyway. And then this basically gets put out. Everyone's listening to it and they're like, "Oh my god, you've taken direct shots at Kendrick Lamar. Like, what are you doing?" While he released this album, J. Cole was still on tour, on the Dreamville tour. While he was on tour, he stopped the crowd in the middle of his set and everything, and he was like, "Look, I've got to talk to you all about what I did." And the people in the crowd already murmuring, "Oh no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." And he was like, "No, look, I've got to do it. I've got to say my piece and whatever." And he was like, he admitted like what he put out, that track, that 7 minute drill diss track aimed at Kendrick Lamar, he shouldn't have done it. It was a crap track. Like, he's been sleeping really bad ever since he put out that track. He was like, it really let him know how good he's been sleeping the last few years until he put out that track. Like, he's just been battling with it mentally, and he was like, "Look, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done it. I'm gonna take it down." Which, to his credit, he did actually take the track down. It's not on Spotify. It's not on SoundCloud anymore. I don't know where it is. It's probably like on YouTube somewhere. But he did take it down. Like, he's like, "Look, if you feel some type of way about it, I completely understand. Take your best shot. I've got my chin out. It's all love. I'm gonna stay quiet." He apologized. He raised his hands, and he was like, "I'm sorry." And that was the end of J. Cole's reach on all of this, right?
Okay.
So after this point, people were like,
God.
"Bro, honestly, I was stressing the fuck out when I heard the 7 minute drill, because I was like, I do not want to see J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar going toe to toe. I don't want to see that."
But why?
Do you know what? That's not him. That's not him anymore. Like, it's not. That's not his style of rapping either.
Yeah.
And that's why that track just didn't work. Like, it just didn't mesh. Like, if you're gonna go write this track, like what's been going on, you have to go in. You can't be on the fence. Like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna diss you, but I also respect you."
Yeah.
That's not gonna work if you consider yourself one of the top 3. So
Yeah.
and it's not his style to be involved in this kind of thing anymore.
But do you know what? I'm gonna take on Charlie's question, because obviously, bless him, he's not got headphones, so he's being quiet. I can tell as an outsider that I don't listen to this music very often. I'm probably closer to Charlie's sort of exposure. I've had more exposure. I do enjoy the music. I've been educated in this. I've got an idea of it more now. It doesn't seem to have matched J. Cole's sort of philosophy of life. He seems to be quite a genuine person. He sings more about personal things, or raps about personal things. So I understand that it was almost like in poor taste, and the music wasn't that great. But as Charlie kind of asked, Rick, you were stressing over these two guys going to war. Why? Why would it stress you out? Why would you not be excited to see who could do it, who could be best? What was good? Why was you against that versus mode between these two guys?
Because for all the years I've been a Kendrick Lamar fan, I know that Kendrick Lamar can be a fucking demon when he wants to be. When he wants to turn shit up, he will be an absolute fucking monster. And I don't want to see J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, two of my favorite rappers of our time, trying to tear each other apart. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see that. Like,
think about what you're saying, though. You want to see two of your favorite rappers rapping about each other?
Featuring together on a track, rapping, yeah, I would 150 million% be down to see that. But when you're battling and you're going at each other, it gets deep, and I don't want to see because these are two people that won't just do it. They're not the type of people to just make these tracks just for the sake of generating a social media buzz. They're not doing it for fame. They're not doing it for, like, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it for real. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that kind of shit take off between Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. Right?
What are they really good songs?
If they're really good songs, then they're really good songs. But still, for me, I wouldn't want to hear it. I wouldn't want to see them two going at it, like, trying to tear each other apart. That's just me, though. It might be. I mean, for the industry, it will be entertaining as fuck for sure, like it has been with Kendrick and Drake. But we'll get into it.
I would prefer something like, rather than like direct disses, just more competition between people in the industry, because hip hop has been kind of plateauing for a while. Just something to push the boundaries a bit. But I think directly going for each other, like, yeah, that wouldn't really work.
Well, there's boundary being pushed. Trust me when I say that much.
Well, I mean, you literally said it. Like, hip hop has been plateauing since all of this stuff has been kicking off. Everyone in hip hop, like all the fans, all the people that know their shit, or even the people that don't know their shit, everyone is being drawn into this thing because it's getting fucking crazy, and the beats that both people are dropping are also fucking mad. Like, forget all the the lyrics behind it. If you're just listening to a random song just for the beat and whatever, you're loving it because bangers are being made at the moment. But if you take a deeper step into the lyrics and what they mean and everything, there is some wild shit kicking off. And there is no way we're not talking about it in the midst of it, because this is
cultural movement, man.
This is the beef. This is the time for hip hop. Like, this, people are going to be talking about this for decades. I promise you. This is that level big. It's fucking huge. So
take us into the deep end. Come on,
dude.
We need to do it. We need to do it.
It's got to the point where it currently stands. My dad is mentioning it to me because he saw it on BBC News. Like,
BBC are reporting.
My dad is talking. Oh, you mentioned about Drake, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh wow. It's starting to get outside of the circle of what it is.
Get your dad into hip hop, please.
That would be
Bro, it would not surprise. Bro, my dad still to this day loves Gambino. My dad loves Gambino.
That's sick. That is sick.
But anyway, go on, Rick. Take us.
Right. So we end with J. Cole's apology. J. Cole put his hands up and was like, "Look, guys, I'm sorry. Well, Kendrick, I'm sorry. You know, it was shit. It was a mistake. You know, if you feel some type of way, take your best shot. I got my chin out, whatever." He put his hands up. He owned up to it. He said sorry, and I've got mad respect for J. Cole for doing this, because he did it a few days later on tour in front of. It wasn't like a stupid fucking tweet that he just put out in social media. Like, on tour in front of thousands and thousands of people, he came out and apologized and was like, "Look, bro, I'm sorry." Mad respect for it. And I after that point, I calmed down on my stress, because I didn't want to see them two fighting. Genuinely did not want to see them two fighting.
Please tell me Kendrick replied.
Not Kendrick.
No.
After this happened, obviously, I remember seeing Serhan, and I remember saying to him, like, bro, we was talking about Drake. And I was like, if Drake has a fucking brain cell, him and his team, he would stay quiet. After seeing J. Cole apologize, if Drake has any fucking brain cells, he will stay quiet, stay out of it, and do not poke the bear.
That's big.
I've said that phrase. I don't even know how many times I've said that phrase in the last week. Don't poke the bear. That's all Drake had to do. A few days later, Drake decided to do the fucking opposite and poke the fucking bear.
It wasn't a few days. Hold on, April 4th, April 6th, 16th, about just under 2 weeks later, about 12 days later.
12 days later. So
About
12 days later, Drake decided he's gonna respond. Fuck whatever Cole's saying. Drake wants to kick up more shit. And he released a track 2 weeks ago called Push-Ups.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of hard, I won't lie. The beat was a bit mad, but this is mostly Drake popping shots off at Kendrick, a few other people, in response to his verse on Like That. Now, this is the first time between Kendrick and Drake, like everything, like they had their subliminal digs at each other, left, right, and center, whatever, over the last couple of years. But this is when things start getting mad, and they are like directly addressing each other in bars now. It's not subliminal anymore. This is like, it's overtly, I'm talking to you, Kendrick. This is what I'm saying. All this stuff, and this is when it's like, it started to kick off some mad shit.
Okay.
So, I would suggest you go listen to Push-Ups, like now.
Alright. The whole
Now?
song.
Yeah. Are we going to do it now?
Push-Ups. Listen to. We're gonna go through all of it.
Are we listening to all the songs?
We're gonna do it. If we're doing this, it needs to be done somewhat properly.
A few moments later.
Okay.
I turned it off about like 10 seconds behind.
So
I thought I'd listen to it. I thought I'd give it a chance, see what he. So he retaliated with that after J. Cole fired at Kendrick. So why has Drake just jumped in again?
I don't
After you
know.
apologise.
After Cole had apologized and come out publicly onto us, like, look, I'm sorry. He took the track down and everything. Things have been quiet for like a couple of days, maybe like a week or whatever it was. And then Drake decided, nah, I want to start a war. I want to push Kendrick. I want to poke the bear. So he released Push-Ups, basically calling out a bunch of Kendrick shit. He even mentions Kendrick's wife because Kendrick's fiance, her name is Whitney Alford, and there's like allegations that she had slept with one of Kendrick's bodyguards, which is why he uses the line where is
security around Whitney. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Yeah.
Mm.
So there's like a lot of shots that he had popped, right? And everyone was like, "Oh shit! Now Drake really wants to start up some shit." Now everyone's looking towards Kendrick, like, "Bro, you need to say something. Like, what is this?" At this point, Kendrick had still said nothing. Kendrick had the last time we'd heard from Kendrick was on Future and Metro Boomin's verse on Like That. So Kendrick had been quiet this entire time. Like J. Cole had released a diss track. Kendrick said nothing. J. Cole apologized. Kendrick still said nothing. Push-Ups came out by Drake. Still radio silence from Kendrick. So after Push-Ups got released, I think it was 4 days later, 3 or 4 days later, Drake released a second diss track called Tailor Made Freestyle. Now, I don't know if you're going to find this because it's since been taken down from a lot of places, but you might find it on YouTube. But if you can find it, listen to it.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. Okay, so it's not down off everywhere.
And just to say, when you listen to this, I didn't get it. Rikesh had to explain this to me. But once you do get it, yeah.
What was the song called again?
Tailor Made Freestyle. Taylor as in Taylor.
Alright.
More moments later.
Who is that?
That's Tupac.
Has he got AI on it?
Yeah.
That's nuts. You know what? I was like, okay, I don't want to say Tupac and sound like a fucking dumbass. But I was like, it does sound like Tupac.
He's a fucking dumbass for doing it.
Bro, yeah.
That's mad. He's used AI to do a diss track. Oh, come on.
So, I mean, like, you don't have to listen to the whole track. I'll just quickly break it down for you. So, he made this track 4 days later, and he used AI to use Tupac's voice, and he's got AI Snoop Dogg on this track as well. Later on, in like the second verse, I think, it's still AI, but it's just Snoop Dogg. And he's used two absolute West Coast legends. Obviously, Kendrick being from the West Coast, Drake being from fucking Canada. He's used two West Coast legends to be like, "Oh, Kendrick, where are you? You got to drop. You got to teach him a lesson." You know, as if Tupac saying, "You know, I've passed you the torch. You got to light him up. You got, you got to do it for the West Coast." Like he keeps poking Kendrick, and Kendrick is known to be like a die-hard Tupac fan. Like Kendrick loves Tupac. Like everything he's. So for him to use it like this rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, myself included. I heard this. I was
Snoop Dogg as well. Like
and
he's not even dead. Did you see?
Exactly.
Did you see his reaction to when he found out? He's like, "Why are people blowing up my phone?"
He's like, "What?
What?
You did what? Who? Are you sure?"
I mean, to do Tupac though, that's like an insult in the rap game. You don't do that. Like Tupac's a staple.
Right.
Like so
for
many
someone,
people,
for someone like yourself who's not even like listening to much rap, even you know, like that's just fucking stupid. Why did no one? Go on, son. Go on. You got your hand up.
No, can you hear me? Firstly,
I can hear you.
No, sorry, I was just getting something from downstairs. I walked in on this part of the convo, but yeah, the fucking audacity, man. The audacity. Alright, Tupac, okay, look, fucking legend. The name speaks for itself. I'm not in the culture, I know that was a bad move. But I'm like, then you got fucking Snoop Dogg. The guy's alive. The man could have an opinion, and all he did, look, and this is what Rikesh was saying about more though. G's, Eminem. If you mention someone like Snoop, Snoop replied on the most basic way, put an Instagram little post up of like, on his story of like, what? They did what? They took my voice. Man, I'm just gonna go back to bed. Like he's like, I'm too old for this shit. I don't give a shit. It doesn't speak about me. But this move, in terms of the disc game, is weak. In terms of it in music, it's weird and weak and disrespectful. But in terms of what questions this poses for like how AI has affected movies and TV shows, now it's like, how is this gonna affect music if this shit sort of can slide and happen?
Well, yeah. I mean, he shouldn't. I mean, the fact that he's removed it, I'm guessing there's legal reasons.
He removed it the day after. I think not even the day after. I think it was a few hours after he released this. Tupac's estate had reached out to him and had filed like a cease and desist, or they basically sued him for using Tupac's likeness in his music with no recognition, no authority, nothing. So ever since that, he took the track down. Drake took the track down. You can still find it on YouTube, I guess, but it's not on his official thing anymore, but because he's getting sued for it. So he released 2 diss tracks. Drake decided to release 2 diss tracks, continuing to poke the bear. He's used Tupac, he's mentioned his wife, he's used Snoop, he's done all this shit, and still radio silence from Kendrick.
Can I just say that this just shows as well why Drake shouldn't consider himself a hip hop artist, because it's like he would think like, oh, should I use Tupac's voice in AI? Should I use Snoop Dogg? And when like he might even have someone next to him saying, no, that's going too far. But then the other side of him says too far is good publicity, or like bad publicity. It's publicity.
Yeah.
So might as well do it even if it's a shit move.
Yeah, that's the thing. He might get sued for this, but his name, as you said, it's on BBC News and everything. And I'm guessing because of the lawsuits and whatever for doing such a stupid stunt like this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not even it? Well, fuck it.
That's not even it.
No, this. Me and Charlie had this conversation. Sorry, Rick. Chaz, you remember when the shit very, very, very first kicked off? I spoke to you about this a couple of weeks ago. Right? I said, blah, blah, blah. We both made a point. We were like, it could be commercialism. It could be things to bolster each of their sales, all that shit. The depths that this goes beyond. This is a make or break. This is less about both of them making. No 2 parties are going to take complete advantage of this in the end. One of them will be out. 110%.
One of them will be out in what way? Killed.
Bro, honestly, I'm not saying life and death, but someone could get arrested. I'm putting it out there. Like, if things move forward any more than they do,
let's keep going, because At the minute,
Alright.
this is quite surface level. This is just two people beeping, and someone's a bit stupid with AI. That's what it is at the minute.
Dirty move.
Sure. Okay. So, still radio silence from Kendrick. Everyone's still waiting on Kendrick. Like, where are you, Kendrick? What are you doing? Like, and Kendrick anyway is always radio silence on his socials. Like, he doesn't really post a lot of stuff. He doesn't really make a big song and dance about when he drops stuff. He doesn't do a whole lot of marketing. He'll just drop shit when he drops it, and that's it. So a few days had gone by, and I think at this point it must be about 7 days? 10 days! Has it been 10 days?
It was 10 days between push-ups and Euphoria.
Oh, shit. Okay. So it's been a lot longer than I thought. I thought it was like a week still. No, 7 days.
Was it 7 days?
7 days. Unless he dropped it earlier. Okay, well, either way. Between 7 and 10 days ago, I think maybe 7 days, Kendrick finally responded.
Okay.
Kendrick finally responded in a song called Euphoria, which is sick because there's many different reasons for calling it Euphoria, because Drake executive produces a show called Euphoria, and it's about like high school kids, and they're doing all the romance, sex stuff, and all this weird shit. But it's executive produced by Drake, and it's a bit sus. But whatever. So Kendrick decides to name this track Euphoria. Now, again, please just listen to the response, because when he dropped this, I was at work and I just finished a meeting at work, and my brother sent it to me, and when he sent it had been uploaded like 30 minutes ago. So I was bugging out. So the whole day I couldn't listen to it till I finished work. I got in the car.
Fucking hell, it was 6.5 minutes.
It was on.
This is a fucking beat. This is the first real song of this feature.
This is why you're going to see Kendrick Lamar as one of the greatest lyricists.
I'm going to mute and I'm going to listen to this, and I'll see you in 6.5 minutes.
A few minutes later.
Oh, shit.
You heard it.
The way that ended was so good.
Bro. Yeah. Yeah.
The way he proper completely ripped off the way that that Drake ended the song with that little melody bit, and it's just like, nah, you can't say that word no more.
Yeah. Like so many bits of it. So many bits of it, like the little catchy little hooks, the little lines, the rebuttals and everything.
So many. I had to scroll a couple of times to go back up to the lyrics. I was like, wait, what? And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Mate.
This was a letter. A fucking very well written letter.
Yeah. It's almost like a fuck. What did I miss? What the fuck? Are you guys serious? Mate, what's going on?
Honest to God, I would say the biggest takeaway I took from all of this experience, not of the beef, the music and the culture and all of that vibe, is there is so much poetry and violence in the way these people say these words. It is so sharp. Even the most simple, I'll take my even from the intro, I make music that electrify him. You make music that pacify him.
Mm.
It speaks a small truth. I'm it's true. It's Drake's. I don't want to speak on behalf of Drake fans, but what Drake represents to me is the sheep, not the. You get what I mean? It's the following vibe, sort of thing, man. But no, it got deep.
So that was obviously your first time listening to it, same as yours, Praise, I'm guessing as well, right? You've not heard that while you was away.
I've heard bits of this on social media.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I hadn't listened to the whole thing right through. It's he dissects him.
Unreal,
and everything
right?
about him. Yeah.
It's unreal. He absolutely fucking destroys him, bro. This has been
the beginning.
Insane. Fucking insane, right? So everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
This was just the start. This was.
Do me one favor though, just explain, because I think this is a big part of what's
yeah.
Because I didn't know that part.
There is the part where he's talking about he's got a son on the race, but I can see you don't know nothing about that. Tell him to pray, don't know nothing about that, all that kind of stuff, right? The reason why he's saying this is because Drake had a child. Well, has a child. He has a son, and this son was kept under wraps. Drake had hid this child from the world because he had sex with a porn star or whatever it was. Porn star got pregnant, and that was Drake's child, and Drake tried to hide and bury the entire thing.
This was like last year's. This happened last year, right, or something like that? Or
no,
maybe...
this was about not last year. I think it was a fair few years ago. But Drake was having
a few years ago. Oh.
Yeah, Drake was having beef again with someone called Pusha T. I don't know if you know who Pusha T is, but he's got a fair good couple of bangers out as well. But Drake was starting beef with Pusha T, and you know they were chatting all this shit and everything. Pusha T comes out with a song called "The Story of Abaddon." That was the name of the track. Pusha T, "The Story of Abaddon." In that track, he's like talking about Drake and how Drake uses. I mean, this is a well-known thing already that Drake uses ghostwriters to write his music. So Drake isn't really even writing a lot of his music. He's got a shit ton of ghostwriters and stuff, and he's been accused of this for years upon years upon years, and he hasn't ever like directly confirmed or denied it. He's always been like, haha, yeah, I'm gonna get back to my. Makes like a little joke out of it, but I think it's very fucking obvious Drake uses ghostwriters. But in that track by Pusha T, he exposes them for a bunch of shit. One of them being ghostwriters, but the big bomb that Pusha T drops is the fact that Drake is hiding a child. He's like, "Why are you hiding your child? Why are you hiding the mom, your baby mama? Is it because she's a porn star? Is it because of this and that, whatever?" And Pusha T basically exposed to the world that Drake has a child. Everyone, when they heard this, myself included, I went fucking crazy. I was like, are you serious? Drake's got a fucking child. After that point, after that song got released, Drake put his hands up. I was like, yeah, look, you won the beef. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got me with it. It was a dope beat. All this dumb shit. And Drake basically had to become a father to this child because it was exposed and the world found out and is like, oh, well, I can't look like a fucking deadbeat dad now, so let me raise this kid. So this kid literally got a father from a diss track. When you chop it down, like that's what happened. Otherwise, Drake would have kept this kid quiet, like he gave him like Adidas press runs and stuff just so the kid's a bit well off, I think. But he tried to mostly keep him like buried or whatever.
I feel sorry for that kid. I feel like they took advantage of him. I don't know what Drake would have been like as a dad. I'm not going to say that this track made him into a father, but you put this kid, like, he's used him on album covers now. And I get that you're trying to normalize it to the public, but I'm like, for me, that's a small child. I felt like you're taking a little bit of advantage of that child. He doesn't need to be so exposed on your album cover. He's already going to be owned and hounded by the fucking paparazzi.
Drake only done this because he got exposed for it. Because Pusha T exposed to the world that he's got a son. And Drake was like, oh shit, now I have to do dad stuff because, everyone knows now I've got a kid, oh no. And that's why he's doing all this stuff, because they got exposed. Otherwise, he wouldn't have. I firmly believe he would have just carried on doing dumb Drake shit anyway. Right? Mm-hmm. But that's just a little bit of context into Euphoria, because there are so many bars that he references, so much, like the YNW Melly bar that he raises. I pray they're my real friends, if not, I'm YNW Melly. That's a reference to a rapper, YNW Melly, who had two very, very close friends, like in the rap game as well. There was like some competition between the three of them, and YNW Melly basically killed both of his friends in the rap game. And he's not he's been convicted, I think, or he's been charged. I'm not too sure. The case is still ongoing, but he's basically killed two people, his two friends, in the game over this competition and shit. So that's one reference.
Murder.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He killed them both. So the reference here being like, I pray you're my actual real friends, because if you want to take this serious, I can be YNW Melly. Like he popped so many threats at Drake in this track. Like, this is, in hindsight, knowing what has come out now, a lot of this was a warning. A lot of this was a big warning to Drake to stop. Like, stop your stupid shit. Stop acting like you're part of everything. Just stop. Drake didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear it. He kept poking and prodding, and Drake was on social media talking all this shit, posting all these stupid memes and whatever. And that was Kendrick's response in Euphoria. In kind, the way Drake responded to drop the second track 4 days later with no response, no warning, nothing, Kendrick did the exact same thing and dropped another track exactly 4 days later called 616 in LA. 616 in LA. Listen to this one, but this one maybe have with the lyrics up because the beat isn't as hard as Euphoria, but lyrically it's fucking mental. So yeah, go back, listen to 616 in LA, pull up the lyrics if you need the lyrics, and just give it a listen.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, that was pretty dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
616.
The references were like to catch in that one for me.
Yeah, like lyrically, this one is a lot heavier. There's a lot of more references and things that he talks about and drops in this than there was in Euphoria. So I mean, I'm not expecting you to understand the whole thing. I won't break it down completely, but yeah. Well, I mean, just as a track, like, what do you think? What stood out to you? Like, what vibe did you get from it? Like in general?
Love it. I love that flow.
Yeah.
It's honestly, mate. I've actually been sleeping on Kendrick a little bit because every song I've actually just been liking and adding to my playlist as I go. Anyway, I've not liked a single Drake one though. To be fair, yeah, none of them have got me.
Okay, that's fair.
This
kind of
beat is beautiful though.
Yeah.
What was the story with the background? Is this the one from?
So the sample that is actually used in this track is an Al Green song, I think. Before I say it on the internet and get absolutely roasted, let me just make sure it is.
You're wrong. You're stupid.
What a wonderful thing love is. That's what it's called. What a wonderful thing love is. That sample. The reason he used that sample is because Drake's dad is Dennis Graham. He is obviously like the old school music artist back in the day as well, but Drake's uncle worked with Al Green and helped to produce that song for Al Green. So Kendrick has taken like one of Drake's family's heritage tunes, I guess, and then used it as like a diss flip or whatever, which is kind of sick. There's like the reference to the name 616 is also like a quintuple entendre. There's like so many meanings to it. It's like the 616 is June 16th, which is Canadian Father's Day, shouting out that, you know, Drake is a deadbeat dad because he only decided to be a dad because of a diss track. It's Tupac's birthday, June 16th.
The time of the release as well?
He released the track at 616. 616 in the Bible is like a reference to Judas, like something about a traitor. So there's like a whole fucking bunch of meanings to 616. So already off the bat, like there's so much to dig in this track. It's actually insane. But we won't get too much into it. I won't dig out the entire thing. He mentions a couple of things like, have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Obviously, Drake's label is OVO. He makes claims that there's people in Drake's team, in Drake's OVO camp, that are leaks, and they're actually working for Kendrick, and they're feeding him all this information. Because in the actual album art, it's not the one that you showed, but it's like a picture of a Maybach glove on like a background. It's just a picture of a glove, and people seem to think it could be like a reference to O.J. Simpson's trial, because there's like a same date, 616. It's like a date to the O.J. Simpson trial with the glove and everything. So there's there's so much to it. But Kendrick had released his second track in the same kind of format that Drake had done. He released the first one, followed up a few days later with Tailor Made Freestyle. So Kendrick done the same. He released Euphoria. A few days later, this dropped randomly on Instagram. He dropped it as part of like an Instagram story reel. That's how he dropped this song. It was insane. So while I was still picking apart Euphoria and dissecting it and bumping it every hour of the day, he dropped a whole extra track, and I was like, "What?"
Gave you homework.
Okay, he literally gave me homework. It was fucking crazy. So after this point, everyone's starting to stare back at Drake like, all right, Drake, what have you got? You got to come back with something. Drake then decides to release, I don't know the timeline of things, I think it was like maybe
It says 14 hours later.
14 hours, okay.
Yeah.
14 hours later, Drake releases another track called Family Matters. And this is a music video, so check the video. Check the video. Before you even play it, does the thumbnail look familiar to you?
Let's have a look.
Anything about the thumbnail look remotely familiar to any of you? Except you, sir, and I know you already know.
Is it the one with the car?
Yeah.
The one that looks like that one. Is it that one?
No, are you listening to it on Spotify?
That's the car. That's the car.
That's the car.
Let me listen to it. I've got an advert.
You need to watch it as well, or was it just a
I would suggest you watch it. I would suggest you watch it rather than listen to it.
You don't. I mean, the lyrics are important in this one, but yeah, you'll see. Anyway, I'm not going to listen to this again. I've given Drake enough views.
Well, you all do that.
Hold on, adverts.
Yes. No, we could actually have an ad break.
Oh, look. It's the three boys playing with their toys. Fiddling their thumbs cause they're background noise. And before I begin, I promise to sing nice and slowly. Teeth digging, limb from limb, nice and slowly. Once tall and lanky and born with no lip, thinks he's the one with no fires lit. Everyone loves Rain and no one denies, but this case it will be Charlie despised. I stand here, unobjectable, spitfire, respectable, two with no accent and no head to trim, talking so big with no base of wind. My guy is here as bald man Rick, but by the end you'll be bored man Dick. I speak truths, indirectable, as I hold the mic, dissectable, third so quietly leaning close, both sense and deaf, he sputters and choke. Stand to attention, Fraser Fragpole, only thing is you got nothing to uphold. Lastly, there's me, the top man I see. When it comes to these clowns, there's no end to the beat. Rap out over the truth supplied. I'll bend you over, your success denied. I've spoken my piece, and I do dare to agree that this shit is over. No need to concede when I watch you bleed. Cause I bend no knee.
Wait. What the fuck did he just say? Okay. You tried. Bless your little heart. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Waffle, waffle, waffle. All you do is waffle, 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 waffle. Is that Serhan sitting in a tree? P-I-S-S-I-N-G himself. Go clean up OCD. So much hair that my man's got fleas. Big hype man, you got nothing to say. I've got no top lip then. Why are you kissing me, gay? Now class, please turn your attention to the board. Today I've got in store what it takes to be a saw. A whore bag, a saw bag, always looking to score bag. Got 3 goals on the go and he's prowling for more. It's Rick's on tour, Rick's on tour. Your head's so big, bruv, it's hurting my eyes. That thing needs space like it's the motherfucking Enterprise. It's mad, I didn't mention the fact that you got a bald head. No need to double tap, this bitch is already dead. He's already dead. Oh no, not Rikesh, he was my favorite one from the Red Jacks On podcast. And now he's a little dead bitch. One more guy left. Here we go. Flagpole, flagpole, don't believe it, he's an asshole. Fraser's just a villain, keep it on the down low. Slow, 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 slow motion, bro. Were you talking? Come again? You had a verse, oh shit, I couldn't hear it. What'd he say? Speak up, Phrase, speak up, you're talking mad soft. Why you speaking like Anne Frank in the loft, bruv? Cause it's fucking quiet. Whisper, whisper, whispers, 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 whispers. Little bitch, 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 boys weren't ready. It's a 3-man funeral, and these bitches got buried. There's your fucking 2 minutes. I didn't need more. Bitch!
What? What's happening? These guys, they did what? Who? My co-hosts? No. Let me talk to him real quick. Hold on. Forget red jack's on, the black jack has come. Play with me, I guarantee, and you'll regret it, son. Coming for me with bars, you guys have gone too far. The gloves are coming off and I'll be leaving scars. Charlie thinks he's a shit, but that's all he is. I can't forget he's even there, just like his top lip. This creative slip will incur my wrath. Try as hard as you can, like GCSE math. Like trying to ascertain the colour of your hair. Sending for me will only bring despair. Clearly your teens was your peak. I hope your voice will break and you have sex with a girl, but your bars will stay weak. Now for the tallest prick, aka ballbag Rick. Music taste is second rate and I'm the bass of king. You're not intimidating with your villain voice. I'm more likely to believe that dome's a lifestyle choice. Now I can make this easy like picking shoes for yen. Just like usual, you'd still be losing. What supports you choosing? Oh, it's actually sweet. Very original, dude. You're still gonna get beat. Now who's left? Of course, the hairiest of us all. How does he take off his vest and leave his jumper on? Go to Serhan's house, you'll see it squeaky clean. Slippers for everyone, like how many do you need? Please take a seat. It's time for some therapy. You're one-on-one with me. Where would you like to begin? I'll stop you right there, cause I don't actually care. In this death note, I spell all your ends. I'm quiet cause I'm low-key plotting all of your demise. It's no surprise, see this fire burning right behind my eyes. You're second rate, half-baked and mediocre at best. So just lie down in this grave so I can put y'all to rest. If I gotta do this myself, then I'll just edit in post. I'll take all of y'all out and just do this on my own. I've got the crown and the throne and the kingdom too. In the end, this podcast is better off without you. Man, fuck this shit. I'm going back to bed, man. Fuck. Got time for this. I'm out.
Alright. This would have been longer, but the boys wanted to be butthurt. So, we cut it down, keep it friendly. Alright, here we go. I take a look on my left now, who the fuck is this staring at me? Some skinny, furry, jokey, pine tree boy with a name like Charlie. I promise this boy he look like a mess. If I had $1, I'd give a quick bless. But since we on some battle rap shit, instead let me exchange that dollar for a diss. You see, Charlie had the idea of doing a rap. He must have thought he got experience and bars on tap. The boy is confused, please just go back to sucking on Naruto. Show him your wap. I pray you're taking notes, cause this now rap. Don't get it twisted, it's fun and games, but fighting on me, you gon' get slapped. My back off in the distance, I could see another guy. He was dreaded up, looking all cool, sat on his own with tears in his eyes. I was like, damn, let me go check up on homie and see what's good. He turned to me and said, my name is Fraser and I read books. I was like, okay, but bro, why are you sat here in tears? I thought you'd be up in your element. You're too grown for all these fears. Or maybe is it cause you're too cool and too love to be this? So you sat here crying, tears in your eyes, knowing you'll be skipped. He said no, that ain't the reason why. As he stopped for a moment, more tears down his eyes as he washed his hands all up in the toilet. I'm crying cause my dick is just too large. It's grown in some brain, bro. You need to help me. It's even writing, it's on fucking bars. I can't sleep at night and it's taking over my soul. I just rolled my eyes and said, man, fuck your flagpole. I was about to head out of this bitch, man. I'd had about enough. There was one more fool stood in the way, bent over with a wooden crutch. I couldn't even see who it was. They were covered in fur, head to fucking toe. He gave colossal Bigfoot vibes and even stunk like a mole. Oh shit, wait, it's the guy that knew nothing about Kendrick. The same one that come running to man who knew how to fucking say it. I taught him everything he knows and still he missed those bars. I guess what is true when I say some things are just only for the stars. He kept ranting on some nonsense and I could take no more. I just slid on past and moved myself to the other side of that fucking door. See, what these boys just don't know is I can be deceiving. Look cool, quiet and chill, bro, you don't know, it's just misleading. Don't fall for the quiet and calm and unfazed little stoic demeanor. When this shit pops up, just know the truth that I can fucking bleed ya. This beat gone long enough, so before this beat ends, please just let me say, fuck OVO and Drake. They all fucking pussies.
Alright.
So there you go.
All right. What's the
That
car?
was Family Matters. That was Drake's response to Euphoria and the 616 drop. Drake decided to come at him with Family Matters.
And
what did you think? What stuck out?
The car gets
And anyone jump in. Anyone just jump in. What did you think?
I still got like 2 minutes.
Oh shit. Okay.
This shit's going on. But do I need to listen to the last 2 minutes? I mean, I can see that he's at the Chinese restaurant that Kendrick mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll let you finish and then we'll get into
it. Oh yeah, that's pissed.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah. Once you start to look into it, you realize how deep the cuts kind of start to get. The piss takes.
They're really personal, aren't they?
Yeah. Now they're starting to get more personal. Now it's not about professional.
He's talking about his wife and like he like Kendrick's beating his wife. And, you call yourself the Black Messiah. Why are you like married to like a mixed race woman? Like he's calling him out on a lot of shit. A lot of it I think is kind of stupid, but he does make some fair allegations in this one, which is like, all right, if you're gonna be in a rap beef, fine. Like there are no rules. Do what you gotta do, say what you gotta say, but try and keep it relatively clean at the very least. You know what I'm saying? But it's like borderline what he's doing, like with the wife and everything, and like all this shit that's been kicking off. And the van in the beginning, did you recognize it? Any of it seem familiar?
No.
So I didn't know it.
That did you watch the video?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the van that got crushed in the beginning, I don't know if this is confirmed as the real van, but that van is pretty much like on Kendrick's album Good Kid, Mad City. The album cover is that van, and that van is Kendrick's mum's van, where Kendrick has like there you go, yeah, that van.
Right. Okay. Is it that exact car that he crushed?
It's not to be confirmed.
I don't know.
It could be metaphorical or literal, but if the man crushed another man's mum's car, dude.
Yeah.
That's some real deep, petty level shit. Because Kendrick talks a lot about that van and like a lot of the stories he's had in that van and being with like his homeboys and like, all the shit that he's done. And, like it's like a safe space for him to reflect. He's talked about it a lot. So for him to crush it is some mad, petty shit. But alright, whatever. The middle verse is him shot in beef with a bunch of other people. It's not really necessary. The last bit is the first verse and last verses are Kendrick shots. He's at the beginning. He's at that Chinese restaurant. When Kendrick mentions that exact same restaurant in Euphoria, he'd be like, "I'll be at New Hong King eating fried rice, with a something and a blammy homie Crody." But when Kendrick mentioned that restaurant by name in Euphoria, within hours, people were flocking to that restaurant. There were like queues lining up outside the restaurant to get in because Kendrick had mentioned it. Everyone wanted to know what it was about, and it just absolutely blew up. There's like the owners were like on the news, and they were talking about like how this one song, this whole rap beef has like boosted their business and everything. Is crazy. He mentioned it again in 616 where he mentions like a Luke Cali. Has he mentioned that bit yet? Am I jumping ahead?
No, he mentioned it.
He mentioned it.
He did mention it, yeah.
The second restaurant.
He mentioned being a
different restaurant.
Luke Cali's in Brooklyn, which is like another pizza place. And since Kendrick mentioned that place has also been blowing the fuck up. It was already pretty popular as it was anyway, but he's just got this way of blowing shit up. But yeah. I was kind of. What did you think of the song in general? Like the verses and everything. Like anything stick out to you particularly?
The one line about him, is it self-defense because your woman's bigger than you? That was the only line that made me chuckle.
Yeah, he's like the short jokes that Drake's popping at Kendrick, because I think Drake's like 6 foot and Kendrick is 5'6" or something.
He's meant to be a small guy because the previous album cover that Drake used was a shoe label. And it's meant to say like in the US, Kendrick is size 7, UK is a size 6. So he's a petite guy. So he's still taking digs on like, you're a small fucking man. in that
Just
regard.
for Drake to be playing short joke angles at fucking Kendrick Lamar in a rap beef, but alright, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Family Matters.
This was the only beat of Drake that I've genuinely liked so far. I didn't mind the other one too much. This one I was like, okay, cool. The video, the music, it's that.
I'll be honest.
I was surprised Drake could pull this part off.
Same.
Whether he wrote it or Ghost,
like,
I didn't expect him to pull it off, this song.
You shouldn't start by saying, nigga, I said it, I know that you mad. I've emptied the clip over friendlier jabs. You mentioned my seed, I deal with his dad. I gotta go bad, I gotta go bad.
When I heard that first bar, no lie, I did get nervous. I was like, oh shit, Drake really trying to start some wild shit, and he's got energy with it. I was like, damn, okay, this could be some mad shit. It was kind of wild, but I didn't get to enjoy this that much.
No.
As soon as Drake...
Hold on. Before you finish that sentence, I'm sorry. I got to put this in the timeline. So, look. I'm sorry. So, April 30th, which is 7 days ago? Yeah, 7 days ago. 7 days ago, this is when Euphoria dropped by Kendrick. So, the whole AI shit happened, gap, a week or so. Then April 30th, Kendrick drops Euphoria. 3 days later, 6/16. 14 hours later, now Drake's dropping Family Matters. So the time frame is getting smaller and smaller. So now, this is all within like 3 to 4 days. All of this is happening back to back. And it's getting tighter and tighter. Drake drops Family Matters, like Rikesh said, oh shit, Drake is standing up. Rick, tell him the next part.
So, Drake decided, yeah, I'm gonna drop the fucking bomb. I'm gonna drop Family Matters and get all this shit out there, and then, drop the video. I'm gonna pop shots at all these people. It's gonna be fucking wild. People are gonna love it. It's gonna be crazy. Drake dropped. The video dropped. Everyone, there are literally video streams of people reacting to this shit as it happened. Drake dropped Family Matters, I think less than 30. At first I thought it was an hour, but apparently it's less than 30 minutes later, unless you have the exact time.
37 minutes later.
37 minutes. Right. 37 minutes later, Kendrick replied. Kendrick responded. So there was no time for anyone to even ingest Drake's shit. Kendrick completely fucking smothered it, and with a track called Meet the Grahams. Now, bearing in mind what I've told you so far with all this beef and the big things that's happened and everything, the son, the mum, the dad, all this stuff, just bear it all in mind, and then give Meet the Grahams a listen, because this one...
No video required.
No video.
Just Kendrick's dropped no video so far.
Just for a bit of more context, the actual thumbnail for this, if you're seeing the legit thumbnail, is the 616 in LA was like a very zoomed in version of this picture, and it was just the glove. Meet the Grahams is like the full picture that is being shown.
Okay.
So there's like a lot of shit in this picture. There's like a Maybach glove, which is like a reference to Drake's, one of the labels that Drake is signed under, Maybach Music. There are pills for Ozempic and something else, which is like a weight loss thing, because Drake's been accused of having plastic surgery done and getting fake abs and getting BBL, a Brazilian butt lift.
So that's where that bar came from in the other track.
Yeah,
where you get your abs from.
Yeah.
Yes.
V12 is the fast one. V12 is like the slimming machine that's known. But Ozempic is like the pill also used to help you like lose burn weight and all that kind of stuff. It's like a bunch of receipts for jewelry, like mad receipts for jewelry. There's like a whole bunch of other shit in this thing. But yeah, just give Meet the Grahams a listen.
A few minutes later.
Woo! Okay. Jesus. That was fucking mad. Okay. That was sick. And then he released that within 30 minutes.
37 minutes.
37 minutes.
That was fucking sick. I think that's the hardest cutting fucking lyrics I've ever heard in my life. That is insane. Oh, that's so good. That's straight on my playlist.
He wrote a letter to his entire family. His whole family, his son, his mum, his dad,
And
Aubrey, and fully exposing
da.
that Drake is hiding another child. That's the bomb in Meet the Grahams. Drake is hiding.
Oh shit!
So when he mentions "Dear Baby Girl," he's talking like, yeah, you know, Drake, you have an 11-year-old child that you're hiding. He's like, he mentioned you should be watching Frozen with your daughter at her 11th birthday. Like, apparently Drake is now hiding a second child.
Oh man, I thought that was
honestly,
he was just ripping on it, but shit.
Nah, bro, he's like legit hiding a second child. Now, this is where it's gonna get a bit sticky. It's gonna get a bit sticky. He's accused of hiding a second child, that she's 11 years old, you know, you ain't there for her, all this shit. He's called out the mum, he's called out, like, you know, you raised a fucking terrible son, you know, I think people like him should die. He called out his dad, like he's only using his dad, Dennis Graham, like the black music artist, because his dad is clearly black, and Drake is mixed race, which is one of the biggest points in this beef. Like, Drake isn't a real black man, he's just appropriating culture from black artists and black culture to be a part of the movement when he isn't really a rap artist. Drake isn't a rapper, he's not a black man, he doesn't know about the struggle, he doesn't know about the culture, he doesn't know about it, he can't speak on it, that kind of thing, right? And yeah. But the big bomb being in Meet the Grahams that Drake is hiding a child. That's the bomb. That's the big bomb.
I think the whole thing is a bomb. Like, I can understand now why people are saying that Kendrick is just burying this guy.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Kendrick is musically coming from angles and sounds that you don't expect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kendrick has proven time and time again he can be in any kind of space, in any kind of genre, and he will always kill it. Regardless of the saying, Kendrick is just that kind of person where he can jump on a track with Taylor Swift and fucking kill it, Maroon 5 and kill it in pop lanes. He can do his own shit with SZA. He can do hard rap, battleground shit like this. It doesn't matter what lane you put Kendrick Lamar in. He will fucking dominate. That's just what he does.
Yeah. And keep in mind that in this time we were looking at interviews, and obviously we're talking about someone like Eminem. And even Eminem as interviews going, no, this guy is one of, if not the best guy of this new generation. Like, he's holding that. That's coming from someone like Eminem. Keep in mind. And amongst others.
So, I mean, just for you guys, what are like your impressions of Meet the Grahams? What did you think? What did you like? Did it scare you? Because even hearing it back, it still scares the shit out of me. Genuinely scares me.
I've only listened to that once because it just hits a beat that's a bit too deep. But reading the lyrics back properly this time to absorb it, I was like, oh shit, yeah. There's more layers to this, but I haven't gone too deep into this because musically it's quite a heavy sound.
It's heavy.
It's quite haunting.
Yeah, the way the tone of it and the way it's just like dum 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 dum. It's obviously it's going lower. It's like breaking it down. It's going into deeper levels.
Yeah, it's descending
as he goes further. You know, as he addresses each member of the family here.
Yeah, that piano will haunt Drake forever. I promise you. He will hear that shit at night.
Did he have enough time to get haunted?
Okay. All right. So we'll get into it. So that was Kendrick's response to Beat the Grahams to Drake's Family Matters. The way he dropped it within that 37-minute time span leads me to believe, which I'm not surprised about, Kendrick already had a stock of diss tracks ready to go. Because I don't believe he would just record one and then, that's that. I reckon he still, even now, has a fair, big collection of diss tracks. And he can just pick and choose which one he wants. So I reckon Drake had posted Family Matters. Whether Drake actually hit on something legit that Kendrick didn't want out, which is why he posted it so quick. That could be a valid argument. Did he do it so quick to completely suppress the hype of Drake's track? I don't know. Could be a valid theory. I mean, I don't know. I don't
I mean,
know.
like big musicians like Kendrick and Drake, they will have access to a studio as if it's another room in their house.
Yeah.
And they
Which
know
it
how
is.
to use. Yeah, exactly. They've got people to do it for them and everything. Writing lyrics, mate. Like a lot of this could be freestyle as well, but it does seem like it's in response. Like because they reference lyrics. Like I mean, Drake's one literally started with, I shouldn't say it, and then just straight in with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think they are literally going straight in the booth and going, right, I've got it.
I mean, it could be.
At this point, it could be, yeah. I would agree. I think I'm kind of on Rikesh's flex. I think there's a backlog, and I think there's a little bit of pre-editing of I'm going to change this line, add this line, add this line, some small responses.
Yeah,
and the reason I say this is because
after Meet the Graves was released, 2 days later, Drake had let this sit on the internet for 2 days. The fact that he's hiding a kid.
Hold on. 2 days?
2 days. 2 days?
No, Rikesh.
A day.
2 hours?
Son. Are you... okay. It was the same day.
It wasn't the same day.
It was the same day. It says both of them May 4th.
What are you talking about?
What is the next track called?
Are we talking about the next track?
I'm talking about the next track.
Yeah, apparently it's the same day.
The Heart Part 6 you're talking about?
No! You've missed one! You've missed the whole track! Bruv, the track I've been waiting for!
No. I know what you're talking about. Was that...
Okay.
That was... I'm so sorry.
The same day.
I'm so sorry. No,
Bruv,
I'm so sorry.
Meet the Grahams
You are
dropped
right.
out.
You are right.
37 minutes later, Meet the Grahams came out. Sorry, Family
You are
Matters.
right.
37
You are right.
minutes later. Then...
The same day...
The same
Kendrick...
day, within the same hour, bruv. Within the same hour.
Huh?
It was 50-something minutes after Drake's song dropped. He dropped these two songs consecutively.
Right, we're gonna have to cut this and fact check. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Fact check it.
What are you? I'm talking.
Can
about.
you just elaborate, please?
Okay.
Sir, elaborate. What are you talking about?
All right, hold on. Let me fact check this shit.
Oh,
because now...
It wasn't an hour. I think it was the same day, or like a day later at most.
Yeah, it seems like a day later. It says here, the Drake vs Kendrick Lamar rap battle continues to rage on. Drake releasing Family Matters on Friday, May 3rd, which was quickly followed by Lamar putting out Meet the Grahams at midnight. Instead of waiting for a rebuttal, Lamar doubled down with Not Like Us on Saturday night.
Yeah, so all within the same day then.
That makes sense.
Sorry.
But it's the same thing. So Serhan fucked us up. Send all the hate in the comments to Serhan. So, less than a day later, Kendrick Lamar decided to double down, literally as it says, and decided to drop the beat to end it. To end the whole fucking thing, to just put Drake in his place, sit down, let me show you how it's fucking done. Kendrick released a track called Not Like Us. And I promise you, put it on your playlist now before you even listen to it, because it's going to stay there. I promise you.
All right.
I have been waiting to listen to this. Alright.
I'm gonna mute my shit.
I'm muting. I'm out.
I want to hear this as well.
There's no video, just lyrics.
I'm muting.
Alright.
20 minutes later.
Sweet.
Sent.
Yep. Full send. It was
Mm-hmm.
a full fucking send. He's gone.
He's dead, right? Like, that guy's never making music again.
God motherfucking damn!
Torn him apart.
This is still within like 7 days of music just coming and coming and coming. Bruv, I cannot. I have sat on this song. I listened to this song at least 4 times back to back just to get it out of my system. Because it just hit me. It hit me on a level, man. And the thing is, in the most strategic way possible, he's done it perfectly because it's a banging club beat. Drake's last song, like Family Matters, was good. There was not enough time for it to even land. This can be played in a club and in a car. There's videos of people online playing it in the club. Even if people don't know who this shit is or what it's about, they're going to, Riho,
literally within an hour
Done.
or two of this song dropping, it was already being played in clubs. Within an hour or two of the song dropping, it was being played in clubs. People were already banging it out. Some people
Really?
already knew the lyrics. Like,
Mad.
Word
Bro.
for word.
And consider that in the territory of music making, obviously, like we said, like Drake's carved up the commercial place. This song is as close to as commercially clubby as you can get. So now that demographic's starting to get a little bit more exposed of the whole Kendrick in Drake's corner. Listen to that with headphones or the car, man. The bass is beautiful.
Definitely. Yeah.
What did you think of the track? Like honest opinions, like this is track in general, beat, whatever. What did you think?
Beat was sick, and lyrics just continued from the last track, to be honest. It just kept going. It might as well just be called part 2. Part 2 of your absolute destroy.
Oh, yeah, and you could also explain this as well, Rick.
Oh, right, yeah. So the actual album cover for this track, that house that you see is Drake's estate. That's actually Drake's house. And there is an app that you can use to find child sex offenders in your area, and they pop up with those little pins.
And that's
oh my god.
13
13.
Mad.
13 pins over Drake's house. So,
That's mad.
Yeah.
I remember there being that whole thing with him and that girl from Stranger Things, Millie Bobby Brown.
Hold on to that thought.
All right. That's a weird thought to hold on to.
Hold it.
Indeed it is. So that was obviously Kendrick's response back to be like, I think Meet the Grahams was something pre-recorded, ready, loaded, ready, good to go.
Yeah.
Kendrick must have heard Family Matters. I reckon he must have tweaked a few lines in that to respond back, but then sent a pretty much pre-made track with a few edited bars to respond back and push that out. That's what I think. And then he's re-recorded this Not Like Us from scratch as like a proper response back to all this bullshit. And he's done it such a fucking way that this has got so many catchy little hooks and so many catchy, like, they're not like us. They're not like us. This is easy chant kind of stuff that Drake will never run away from now. That's going to be played in clubs. This is a, even if you don't know what's been going on and you used to just chuck this on randomly, be like, oh, this is a fucking beat, and that's it. And it spreads, and it spreads. And the more you look into it, like, oh, Drake's doing what? Hey, Drake, I hear you like them young. What do you mean Drake likes them young? And then it will spread. Kendrick has professionally killed Drake. No one is going to want to work with him after this. And Drake, without his features, is nothing. Drake can't do shit without his features.
I saw a meme. This is the meme I was talking about that I'd seen earlier. Was what's his name? Ron Swanson from Parks and... No, not Ron Swanson, sorry. Dwight from The Office.
Yeah.
Shooting the guy in the grave, like just shooting him twice because he's like scared of zombies. And it was like great. And Kendrick Lamar with a shotgun just shooting him twice in the grave.
That was the one that Rikesh you sent. The Simpsons one that was also going around.
Yeah, I saw like a Simpsons stop. He's already dead. He's already dead.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh mate.
Damn.
That was the last. That's the latest we've heard. Unless I check now, and he has dropped.
I've checked. There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
He's got a live feed.
Never mind that. I mean, okay, well, yeah. That was Kendrick's last song that we've heard. Yesterday, or I guess officially 2 days ago now, almost officially 4 hours.
It says May 5th, so about 2 days ago now.
Oh, yeah, about 4 hours. So Drake released a response called The Heart Part 6. Now, this is the last one that we're going to get to, so it won't be much longer from here. But this was Drake's reply, released less than 4 hours ago, so it's still kind of fresh, and this is the latest that it's gotten to. The Heart Part 6 is a reference to, if you're familiar with Kendrick stuff, he has a series in between albums called The Heart series, or The Heart Part 1, 2, 3, 4. His last Heart series that he done was the Heart Part 5. So for Drake to jump in ahead of this, to be like the Heart Part 6, bit of a dick move, but also kind of smart at the same time, I guess.
No, dude, it's smart. I typed in the Heart, and all you see is Kendrick Part 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you see Drake randomly the Part 6. You're like, you son of a bitch. He's intercepted in the search.
Okay, well, listen to the track. Listen to the track. This is Drake's response, the Heart Part 6, and let me know what you think. And this is.
I can't find it. Hang on. Because I keep finding just
Kendrick Lamar stuff.
Yeah, you got to put the Heart Part 6 Drake. And it should be a picture
Maybe just put the Heart Part 6. Just Part 6 will make it.
You're going to see like a little...
It's not on Amazon Music anyway.
No, it's a white picture.
It's not on Spotify.
YouTube.
Is it not on Spotify?
Yeah, it has to be YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Spotify?
Interesting. Why has it been taken off Spotify? Or did he
was it ever on Spotify?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go.
So, would you like some context before we get into it, or are you good? You just want to get into it?
No, give me context. The more I know.
Okay, so the album art for this cover is a comment on Instagram of Dave Free with a heart emoji and everything, which has been liked by the author. In Family Matters, Drake accused Kendrick Lamar, his longtime childhood friend and manager and business partner, Dave Free, he's been like his partner for a lot of his projects for a majority of his career. They're good, long, old-time friends. Drake basically ensues that Dave Free is actually the kid of one of Kendrick's children. So Dave Free actually fucked Kendrick's fiance, Whitney, and they got her pregnant. They had a baby, and the baby is actually not Kendrick's, but it's Dave Free, his long-time childhood friend and general manager and partner, all that kind of stuff. That's one of his kids. The image that you're seeing is Instagram comment of Dave Free with a love heart and everything underneath a picture of Whitney's kids. So I don't know. So Kendrick's fiance's kids, and Dave Free put a comment on it with a heart, and then it was liked by Whitney. That's the allegation here.
Right.
Just for some context. Okay.
Right. I'm muting up.
All right. Yeah. Mute up if you want to mute up, and then just play off.
One eternity later.
Cool now? So, initial reactions, what are you feeling after hearing it? That's the latest response. That's the latest we're at with the beef.
It sounds like he's on the defensive. Like, no good stance to be in.
Yeah.
It's kind of dead.
Yeah, if he had bounced back and just been like, oh man, shut the fuck up, you know that shit's bollocks, it would have been a lot bouncier, but it did get into a bit of a, nah, I swear.
No, it was actually this.
Yeah, it just get a bit. But you know what, I think, considering how hard Kendrick went in, I guess that's probably the best stance Drake could have taken, because I don't think he could have fought back in that same way. Not with that energy.
Yeah. No.
He did kill him.
Yeah.
I think Drake this is the thing, right? Drake doesn't write his own shit. He's got ghostwriters. So whatever Drake's saying isn't written by him unless it sounds shit, and I can accept it written by Drake.
I just want to interject to that point that I'm reading. I fast forwarded the song, by the way. I doubled the speed because I just didn't want to listen to it properly again. But reading the comments of Rick saying about ghostwriters, there's a rumor, but someone's comment was Drake got lawyers writing these rhymes instead of ghostwriters, man.
Well, this is also like he does very, very much, to me, sound like he's on the defensive. There were very few shots taken, and even when there were shots, it was all dumb shit like, oh, why isn't your wife following Dave Free on Instagram? It's dumb stuff, right? Like, when you really pick the lyrics apart, there are so many things that don't make sense in this track. So many. Like, even if you go to check the dislike button, like the dislike ratio on YouTube, I think it's like 50-50. Like, equal to like 400,000 likes, 400,000 dislikes. It could be more by now since I last checked, but it's around 50-50 split on this video. This track was shit. If this was his response, it was fucking shit. It was all. He's talking about I think one of the big things that Drake says in this is like the information that we gave about that you mentioned about the daughter is information that Drake and his team fed to Kendrick. So there is no child, but Drake is playing off like, yeah, we just fed you that information. There is no child.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there is no child. You were thirsty just to get a track out. You didn't do your investigation. There is no child. We played you. It's all a front. There is no mole. That's the angle that Drake is taking. But would that not be the natural stance for anyone to take when you're accused of that? To, like, deny and deflect. Would that not be the most logical thing?
It depends on if he, like, if he's going to double down on hiding it, or like, because that would be really difficult to do, rather than if she doesn't actually exist, then he can sit on that. Because I mean, yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's a bit. At this point, I think a lot of people are just waiting to see the proof. They're waiting for the receipts. They want to see the actual proof. Like, basically, if
in all
Drake
of this,
set all of this up, and it was all a thing, then everyone is saying, "Why did you wait so long to drop? Why did you wait so long to drop a track when you could have just dropped a screenshot of your conversation with someone to be like, yeah, we're gonna set up Kendrick. Where is the proof that you set that up? Where is it? Wow. Like, that would be, you could debunk everything with that quick screenshot or an email or whatever, just to be like, you don't believe us. That was fake. Here it is. That's the proof. It could be very easy. Very, very easy.
I'm not defending Drake, but in that regard, it was still never going to work. Imagine this man dropped the screenshot. What we're going to say? You can fucking fake it. It's bullshit. He's playing into it. At the end of the day, whether it's true or not, hopefully it's not true if there is a child involved, but it's kind of irrelevant, because if Drake can then put it towards him and say, I planted that seed in your head. So that already starts to slightly undermine and discredit what other things that Kendrick is saying. Because, if Drake, could lie about this or plant this seed or misdirect Kendrick, then maybe he's doing this. Maybe he's, masterminding it kind of opens up a can of worms. Yeah. That's the way I saw it. I'm just trying to discredit you, regardless of the truth.
It's deflecting, isn't it, though? That's the thing. Like, if you discredit someone in an argument, it's because you're getting defensive and you're like, no, you can't listen to anything he's saying. It's like...
That is true. Which is very much the tone the entire track gives off. Like, it's not me, I'm playing defensive, no, forget about this, what about this? Trying to just distract everything else from... And the stupid allegations that Drake is making, like, you might have broken up with your wife or whatever, you haven't seen your kids in 6 months because it's whatever. These are like, okay, fair enough, I would hate for that to be true, but in the grand scheme of things, this shit happens all the time, especially with celebrities and high up shit, like, couples break up or whatever, it's whatever. But being a child molester and all these allegations that Kendrick is making against Drake is much, much bigger. Like, a part of this whole child thing, and there's like a lot of stories coming out from people who have been to like OVO, like Drake concerts, and been taken backstage by OVO people and like all these girls and all this stuff. It's like really sus stories are slowly starting to creep out. So, but I 100% would not put it past someone of Drake's stature and status and financial gain and everything to not be a part of these circles. It really wouldn't surprise me.
Was this the song that he mentions about R. Kelly? Was it Family Matters?
Yeah. So
this is the only shot, in the proper shot or point to make.
Yeah, there are. He does make a fair few points. Like, there's the point about he makes about R. Kelly. If you're still bumping R. Kelly, you can thank the savior. Meaning, a few years ago, Spotify had threatened to take down all of R. Kelly's music and XXXTentacion's music from Spotify. Right. Kendrick came out and defended it and was like, if you're going to take off R. Kelly's music from Spotify, then I'm taking off all of my music on Spotify as well. And he kind of put Spotify into a corner, and they were like, all right, fine, we're not going to do it then. so he kept R. Kelly. I don't know why that for me is also a bit sus. Yeah. And Drake's basically saying like, how are you gonna let that off, but you want to come after me and you want me dead for all this stuff? Like, you're a hypocrite. Which is also kind of Drake slowly kind of admitting guilt to all of it. Like, how are you going to do it? You're a hypocrite if you're going to come after me for all of this shit. He mentions Millie Bobby Brown by name in this track. Drake does. Millie Bobby Brown was never mentioned once by Kendrick. Kendrick never dropped Millie Bobby Brown at all. So for Drake to just randomly bring her up is a bit sus.
Yeah.
The whole, in Kendrick's track before, Not Like Us, I found this out today, when he's like, if you're probably trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. Obviously, A minor being a child. We won't talk about it, sir. We won't talk about it. A minor being a... Serhan didn't get it.
For a whole day, I was like, honestly, when I first heard that line, A minor, I was like, oh, he's taking the piss that Drake can't sing, he's auto-tuned, like, it's the chord. And then Rick was like, no, you've done all of this fucking research. How did you miss this? I'm like, I'm sorry. I needed to make it a Serhan moment.
Genuinely, I don't know how that got in your head.
Sorry. Continue.
That was a Bo Burnham joke. He's got a song called, I think it's like called "Fingering in A Minor."
No!
How worse?
It's just the name of one of his songs, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in Drake's response to this, he's like, he mentions a couple of bars. I can't remember what they were called now. Okay, you mentioned in A minor, but we got a B sharp to tell fans who was it. You thought you left D flat, D major. I slit your throat with a razor. That whole you left A minor, B sharp, all that. I think that's fucking stupid. I hate that whole bar.
Yeah, it's awful. It's a really bad bar.
I think it's really fucking... Some people were like, oh my god, that was so sick. I think it was really shit. But what's also really dumb that I noticed, I found out today, B sharp is not a real chord. A B sharp is a C. A B sharp is known as a C. There is no B sharp. So for Drake to come out and be like, yeah, you better B sharp, and playing a note of a B sharp, because he plays notes, an A minor when he says A minor, a B sharp, which is a C, when he plays it, which is kind of dumb. Like, Drake, how do you not know this if you were fucking a music guy, whatever? Which is kind of dumb.
That's an
old... Yeah, I mean, I didn't like that bar.
Like, probably just to play on it, but yeah.
In Drake Kendrick's Not Like Us verse, when he first drops that line, probably trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. I didn't realize that. Obviously, that could be a child, obviously, but then on a piano or a keyboard, the A minor scale has no black keys, and I didn't know that. I had no idea that the A minor scale has no black keys. And Drake obviously always trying to be black and pretending like he's black and all this stuff. I thought that was fucking sick. And I thought that's going to go over so many people's heads until I Googled that shit today, which was fucking crazy.
That's it.
I mean, is that what he meant, though? Because there are a lot of chords that don't have black keys. A lot of scales.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing he was probably A minor for the double entendre being like a child, and there's also no black keys. Because Kendrick is a mad lyricist, and it would not surprise me for each of his bars to have multiple meanings.
Fair enough. But, yeah, to be fair, he has pretty...
I fucking hated this song. I'll be honest with you. I think in Reply, it's weak. I think for Drake, it's mid. It's okay. It's not even as good as the last one. But the bars weren't good. It's on the back foot. There's no bite to it. But the speech at the end, just that little outro monologue, it just gushes with that ego, man. I'm like, nah, take that shit. Oh man, I got the pen writing. I'm so glad I could motivate you. You're making bangers, but I'm the reason you're doing this shit this far. But shut the fuck up, man. Like that really annoyed me. There's no need for that. It's just bullshit.
Because he wrote this one himself, I'm pretty sure, which is why it's lame.
Genuinely, a lot of people have actually said the same. Like, they reckon that Drake wrote this one himself, which would make sense. Because a lot of shit doesn't check out. He mentions Mother Eye. Oh shit, I just made a whole connection. That's the track where you mentioned you got molested, which is a reference to Kendrick's song Mother Eye Sober on his last album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And Drake's basically saying, "Oh yeah, you got molested," but in that song, the whole point of that verse is Kendrick saying his mum thought Kendrick was molested by one of his cousins or whatever, and Kendrick's like, "I did not get him molested," but his mother doesn't believe him. The reason his mother doesn't believe him is because his mum was molested when she was younger as well, which is why she doesn't believe him. So he completely misses the entire point of that verse, and he's like, "Oh, I made a whole connection. That's why you got molested." But it's like, no, that's the.
He's trying to flip it on him. He's trying to flip it.
He's not making sense.
It would have been a good angle if it was what he was saying. Like if he had been molested, that would have been a good flip. Oh, that's why you're getting so upset about these allegations. But it's not. Yeah, that sucks. I was going to say actually that was one of his stronger points until you said that. Another down.
It did sound like he pulled out of left field.
It's really bad, man. Even like the whole outro thing where he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't even want to diss you no more. I'm happy I can get you out." Like, it sounds to me like he's slowly trying to bow out of it and be like, "Okay, yeah, you got me, but I'm too proud to say."
He sounds like a kid in the playground.
Literally, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, a kid who ran out of rocks to throw, and this other kid, bag of them, just lobbing them at him. He's like, "All right, I'll give up. Stop, please."
He's dead already.
But yeah, I mean, that is the latest that we've gotten. That's where it's up to now with the whole beef. So you're all kind of somewhat aware of it now.
Rob, 7 days of intensity. There was no peace. There was no rest.
Last couple of days have been fucking crazy with all this shit popping off. It's been mad.
But do you know what? Honestly, though, I am the outsider in this. Rikesh introduced me to it. I like the music as it is. I love Kendrick's bite. I could stand Drake's commercialism to a certain extent, but it was was never attracted to it. Then reading all this shit because there's drama, then inadvertently tripping up on like the poetry of all. I didn't realize how poetic some of it could be, how clever it could be, and all of that jazz. And then watching other people's breakdowns and reactions, which kind of furthers the point of, wow, how constructively beautiful these lyrics are, mostly Kendrick. But then the reactions have been like, oh, this is a cultural movement. Like when you see the types of people that are talking about this and how big the circle's getting. Like I said, it's popped up on BBC fucking News. It popped up on my phone as an article. I broke Kendrick down. It was like BBC News, first one on the list. And I'm like, okay, this is now starting to get outside of the spectrum. What happens next will start to define how much it stays in that spectrum. Like, are we going into court level? Are we going into professional? Like, you're bankrupt, you're broken, your rep's just gone, but it's all going to go away. Like, what does this mean? I don't know. Because in Kendrick's last song, which Drake referenced in this one, Kendrick says, I've got 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5 in the stock. Like, I've got 10 songs in the barrel already waiting for you, and I can reply on the fly to you as well. So there's that little bit of war there. Like, I'm fucking ready.
Yeah.
I mean, it is great. It honestly, it's a fucking amazing time to just be a fan of Kendrick Lamar or hip hop and rap in general. It's fucking, because this has not happened for a very long time, since like 50 Cent and Ja Rule, or like it's been like a very long time since all this shit has popped off to this level.
And there's a lot of people on the sides as well, just firing shots at other people as well. Like, a lot of music's coming out. In that regard, it's kind of it's definitely a good thing.
Mention it. It just popped up on my phone.
So one of the people that Drake has beef with multiple people right now for dumb reasons, but he's just picking fights with so many people, like Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky, Future, like so many people. I've just Pharrell. He's picked up beef with all these random people for whatever fucking reason. I don't know, but one of them is Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin was the producer on Future's Like That track. So in response to all this shit, Metro Boomin, a producer, put out a diss track for Drake called BBL Drizzy.
But keep in mind that Drake...
You heard it?
Drake dropped the line of like, hey, Metro, drop a fucking proper beat, man. Drop a fucking beat. So this guy was like,
I mean...
Okay, I will.
In a lot of Drake's tracks. He keeps popping random shots off of people. Metro Boomin is one of them, and he's just like, yeah, Metro, shut your dumb ass up and make some drums. And Metro took that shit serious. He was like, all right, you want drums? I'll make you some drums. And he released a track called BBL Drizzy, which was released like 2-3 days ago. It's not a big diss track, but it's a beat.
It's a diss beat, isn't it?
It's so sick.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
so good.
Fucking funny,
It's so
man.
good. It's so good.
Please tell them what it means, because I didn't fucking know what BBL Drizzy meant.
BBL Drizzy BBL is Brazilian butt lift.
And Drizzy is another version for Drake.
Because Drake has been accused on multiple occasions of having fake ab surgery, plastic surgery to get fake abs, and a BBL. So he's got a big
Bruv, the
arse.
lyrics, I'm thicker than a sticker, I'm thicker than your ninja, don't act like you don't know me, these years deserve a trophy, baby, he ain't no mystery. But it's just the way, the song is so funny and so bouncy, man, but it's like, oh man, on the side.
Honestly, it's an insane time to be a Kendrick fan in general.
The top comment on this song is Metro just walked it by and kicked him while Drake's unconscious. He's dead already!
Oh no.
Oh no.
So there you go, guys.
Why did he do it?
I wanted to catch you up on all the drama and let it be known what's going out there, what's currently out, what your thoughts and your opinions are, where you stand on the beef, if you have any kind of opinion whatsoever. At least now you know a little bit more and what's going on and the tracks and everything behind it.
Our name is going on the fucking record. When this history shit goes down, we have an episode out there for this, man.
Yeah.
This deserved to be spoken about, bro. This opened my eyes to a lot of shit.
Yeah. This is
today.
So violent. Thank you.
Tuesday the 7th of May. I mean, Drake might get buried tomorrow by another Kendrick track.
I mean, I hope so. I honestly, after this whole Drake thing, I don't think Kendrick even needs to respond. I think he can literally just sit and ride it out for like a week or two and just let Drake come under fire for all the mistakes that he's made in this track, all the dumb shit that he's missed. Let the people and the rappers and the culture itself speak for itself, and they will tell Drake, you're not like us. That's it. Drake will hear for himself, and he'll be like, shit. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think Kendrick even needs to reply. But if he does, he's gonna slap another couple of bangers on there for sure. For sure.
I do wonder how this is going to affect Drake. I wonder if people are going to distance himself.
Irrevocably now.
Career homicide. No one wants to touch Drake now. Drake can't do anything. Like, he can't do a feature without one of the people that Kendrick's already called out for being a fucking crutch for Drake. He can't do anything. Like, if you start getting called a sex offender, what are you gonna say? No, I'm not a sex offender. Wait, he can't do nothing. He's backed him into a corner, and he's made a big clubby track, which is already spreading like wildfire.
Which is the highest listened to song out of all of them so far. And it was the highest within 24 hours of release. Like, it got more listens to than everything else.
21 million views in 3 days.
Yeah, and it's still the highest listened track. Because it's a beat. You don't need to know it. It's just a beat.
Did I not tell you, don't poke the bear? Don't poke the bear.
You've told me multiple times, Rikesh. please one of you come back and take it from me for a little bit.
Drake is technically right then if Kendrick is benefiting from the amount of people listening to these diss tracks. Drake has kind of walked away like, I'm glad I brought you back.
No.
Like,
Drake,
you know what I mean? He's almost going to win because of it. It's
not winning a rap beef like that.
He's not
winning,
way. He's not winning. But that lyric does hold up at least, that he's kind of saying.
But it goes against Drake though. This is what I was saying to Rick. If Kendrick's got the quality of music, which if you listen to his older stuff, he's got other beats that match it. It's not like he's getting better. It's still hitting that same level of standard that Kendrick couldn't put out. But Drake is the name. Drake is the platform. Because there's accusations going both ways. And when I read the article on BBC News, for example, it said Drake is getting accused of paedophilia. Because his name's bigger. It pulls more. No one is saying Kendrick was accused of domestic violence. Not because it should or shouldn't be, not because it's true or not true, but no one cares in that regard. The imprint on Drake's name, whether it's true or not, proved or unproved, his own name, brand, which is that platform to the billions, is actually going to go against him because he's more in the spotlight. He's more fucked by his own popularity.
Mm.
So you're right, but he's also in his own corner, in my opinion.
He probably didn't think it was going to, maybe he probably didn't think it was going to do as good as it has, and been as fucking brutal as well. Like, actually opening cans. So many cans.
Insane. At this point, everyone's kind of just like, it's a lot of allegations, and which is big, deep allegations, but people are waiting for proof. But if you're gonna, even I'm like, all right, cool. If you're gonna accuse him of being a child molester and all this shit, I want proof. Regardless, Kendrick is winning this beef, but I want to see proof that Drake is doing all this weird shit, and see him locked up because fuck Drake.
Yeah. This is no longer above
Hashtag fuck Drake. Hashtag fuck Drake. BBL Drizzy.
I got so into all this shit, right? And Chaz, you will know this, how important this statement is for me. Over the last couple of days, I've written like 6 mini rap haikus because I got so invested that for the first time ever, I was like trying to go into poetry, then I went to rap, then I went to haikus, and I was like, oh, it makes sense. But less Rikesh. So every time it comes, I'm like, I really need one. Let me read it to you. But I'm going to read you one of them just to give you a sense of like where my head's been at.
Are you about to start a beef? Is that what's happening? Are you about to
I was going to say, you're
trying to mimic some shit.
Me and you I don't feel like me and you look like the guy on the front cover of a diss track, innit? he pulled my beard, he slapped my glasses off my face. Charlie, I would always end up loving you, man. I could hate you and still hug you. I gave you a second.
Would just be too polite. Sometimes you don't smell as good as always.
Your ultimate diss track would just be just a silent video of you just opening your arms to hug me, and I'm running in slow-mo, and you're like, nah, and just walk away. I'm like,
I could never do that. No.
You wouldn't. Then you would run back to me and be like, this is not a diss. It's God love. It's all it is. All right.
Could be our ad stuff. Could do beef. Sorry.
It could actually be. Right, I'm gonna read you one of them, okay? I'm still finding my rhythm and shit, and I can't read all my handwriting, but stay with me, okay? Rick, I apologize for listening to it again. This is the second one I wrote. Yeah, okay. Linking in, sinking in, reflecting and blistering, expressing, venting, elaborating, blessing. The words and ways I continue to hold through thick and thin, I refuse to fold. With all of my power and choices I've been, all of them mean nothing when I've been contemplating. The world is a funny place that continues to erase the struggle I've been carrying in all recent days. Lightens and loads like bullets to a gun, both begging me to consider my life undone. Undone to the floor, no fun no more. Better days I see when I run no more. Trust the process, sit with the unrest. Try to hold yourself like there's love to conquest. You got this, man. Don't let it be no beef. When life barks, just grit and show your teeth. Fight the fight, smite to smite. Continue to hold on as you ignite your light. Life is a trippy thing, so watch your step. From A to B, you may end up at G. As the journey of life continues to breathe, carrying and catching, raising and smashing, you, me, and everything in between. The road to self-love is a messy one. Of the breeze of life teaches one by one. For every mountain may be a molehill until you realize their roads we be paroling. Look to be whole, look to be found, looking until you see me looking at me. Self-love is a crazy game as you hold on to live the life of no self-shame. Be you, be through and through. Be everything you withdrew and begin anew.
Wow.
Ta-da!
That was beautiful, mate. It brought a tear to my eye. Beautiful.
All right, catch the tear and send it to me. But yeah, that's like where my head's. That's how far I've gone into this, man. Like, obviously, I'll never profess to be part of the culture. I'm not. They don't speak my story or my life. But fuck me, has this shit all made an impact? Like 5 days of pure homework.
You're gonna be battling Kendrick Lamar next year.
Rikesh would come round. Rikesh would come round. We listened to each song 3 times. We listened to it once the first time. Then a breakdown of the lyrics. Then with the understanding, listen to it again. And then we went through every song like that so far. And the rest has just been our own independent. Like, it's gone in, bro. In.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be big, guys. This is going to be a big...
This is already big, Rick.
I know. That's what I've been telling you.
I'm here.
This is it.
I
This is
can't
it.
get
This
one.
is gonna be.
I'm so excited.
This is gonna be referenced for decades, bro. For decades and decades, people are gonna be talking about this beef, and we're here for it. We are here for it. So
1 billion years time.
I wanted to bring you all in and tell you a story about what's going on.
The industry needed a shake-up.
It did. It did. But yeah, boys, 3 hours later, we finally get to the end of all the drama and all the news and all the updates and everything with everything. So there you go. Quick crash course in everything.
Nice.
That was no
Thanks for
paper,
that.
no nothing. I'll give you a juice. That was
Literally
all-
no notes.
Fair play.
No notes.
Yeah. Very well executed, mate.
Thanks, guys. But thank you to the listeners. If you were listening, anyone new popping in on this, let us know your thoughts. Put up a comment or a like, or just cuss out Serhan for being.
What?
Oh, never mind.
Like you're anti-Drake and you still bring me into it. If you don't like
Drake,
him,
fuck Drake. Hashtag fuck Drake. Thank you for listening, everybody. I've been your host, Bald Man Rick.
Big boy Charlie.
That's the man Fraser.
Wait, God, mate. Silly man Serhan. There we go. We'll go with that.
Silly man Serhan.
Silly man Serhan. Oh, yeah. I need to find my rap name.
Slowly getting worse as the episodes go on. Alright. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next week. Peace out. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.